poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, check this out. Title of this video is going to be on the fact that a lot of my insight or thoughts often come from the classic movies I've seen in my life that was beneficial to my era that I may not have understood then, but now that I'm older, it gives me a different perspective. And I think it had to be beneficial in some way if a lot of the classics that we label classics, we watched them repeatedly multiple times. You know what I'm saying? It was something we were supposed to take out of that. So now that I'm older, I look at it differently. And the title of this video is going to relate to the movie of Love and Basketball. It has to be one of my top 10 classics with Sanaa Lathan and Omar. You know what I'm saying? Their characters in the movie was Quincy and Monica. You know what I'm saying? And how their love for basketball made them fall in love with each other. You know what I'm saying? So they started out really young. And Monica, you know what I'm saying, basically making her way and letting them be known she could play basketball just like the boys. I raised my hand. I second that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you get passed up because you're a girl, but you really know how to play for real. I just experienced that like a few months ago. Listen, I still got a wicked jump shot. You know what I'm saying? I love basketball. I probably started playing when I was like in the 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? So the ability to prove that you are good to play, you know what I'm saying, in a league, it becomes a battle for competition, but you a lot of times got to get out of your emotions when you're fighting for that. And then you got Quincy, you know what I'm saying? He's already the star basketball player. Everybody love him, but he got relationship issues with his father cheating on his mother because he's a famous basketball star as well. As whereas, you know what I'm saying, with Monica, she got the traditional mother and father family, but the mom is so hooked on the dad, she basically lost her dream and gave her dream up. You know what I'm saying? So they make fun of her wanting to play pro basketball, you know, and as their relationship started early on, they was cool, but as it was going through some turbulence, you know what I'm saying, of course, Quincy dumped Monica because she had a game and she wasn't there for him because he was dealing with the emotional issues of his father cheating on his mother. You know what I'm saying? And him having to live with that after all the time his dad was trying to show him, you know what I'm saying, don't get caught up in these girls, you know what I'm saying? Or his dad was and his mom was trying to tell him, like, you know what I'm saying? He's seen his mom hurt. It gave him a different perspective on how, you know what I'm saying, women are, I suppose. The movie was very inspirational. You know what I'm saying? It was one of my top 10 classics simply because of the fact that love is a powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? And it can pull you all different type of ways, especially when you're going through life and you experiencing certain things. Like they both decided to try to date other people. You know what I'm saying? That didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't each other. Like they had to go through life to figure out what they truly wanted, and sometimes that takes up and downs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that take you trying to figure out what it is that you really want for real out of life. And then in the end, of course, she played him for his heart, and then, you know what I'm saying, they celebrated in the end, they got together, they had a baby. You know what I'm saying? If you really truly believe in love, you know what I'm saying, you just never know how it could line up for you in the best of ways. But I feel like what we currently going through right now is not real. And what I mean by that is it's just a reconstruction of our brain in different ways to help us look at situations differently. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how you handle whatever it is you're going through determines your life's course in the future. That's just personally how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are going through things we've never been through. You know what I'm saying? And we're learning how to handle ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Elevate and grow. Because I can honestly tell the truth when I'm speaking to, you know what I'm saying, whoever's watching these videos as well as myself. My immature thinking in the past probably is the reason why it was hard for me to keep a relationship, because I thought of it from an immature aspect of what I thought. You know what I'm saying? That can cause someone to not be invested, because you're thinking of how to solve problems out of an immature way. Not really communicating, you know what I'm saying? Not loving yourself enough to detach, you extra clingy. And again, those were just traits that I knew since childhood. So I didn't know how to grow out of them until I figured out how to separate from everybody. Once I figured out that, you know what I'm saying, I'm a beast all by myself, it's more so like now you could be able to understand what you will take and what you won't take. But if you're so attached to the programming that you've learned since childhood and you don't know how to escape from that, it can keep you trapped. And then you're searching, or not even searching, but wanting this better love, this better relationship. But you got to think about it like people are mature and they on this level, and you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to solve situations from a childhood perspective, and you know what I'm saying, that's not going to work for everybody. Everybody don't like that. You know what I'm saying? People want to be able to be themselves in a relationship and know that when they come together with someone, it's being able to fuse lifestyles together. Again, Monica and Quincy were both playing pro ball, you know what I'm saying, and got married and had a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out in a way where they had to discover who they truly were for real, outside of, you know what I'm saying, the programming that they knew. You know what I'm saying? Finding yourself in the midst of how you were supposed to be is difficult. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like in the end, if you really want something, the universe will make it happen. As you can see, they never gave up on each other. You know what I'm saying? They were in love with each other. No matter who they talked to, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't fit and work with others like it worked with them two together. You know what I'm saying? But again, you got to believe in love. And oftentimes, a lot of people don't believe in love. You know what I'm saying? They get to a point where they just be like, listen, this is life. This is what it is. My childhood programming got me stuck on a certain loop. I'm not moving. I'm not budging. I'm about to focus on myself. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying? Hey, do what I need to do. But again, everybody got to understand at the end of the day, I don't care how strong you are. You know what I'm saying? How prepared of this life that you may have structured yourself to be. Everybody wants somebody that they can come home to at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it got to be the right person, not toxic individuals, because you ain't coming home to nothing if you with somebody who's toxic. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a healthy, understanding individual that knows they self and knows you at the same time and knows what you like, knows what you want, and also aids you in your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Be a supporter right by your side when it come time for you to do what you got to do out here. You know what I'm saying? Listen, because listen, I don't care how much you build yourself up and how strong you may be. When you are going after something that you're good at, you're going to have battles. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have tests. And sometimes those battles and tests can break you. You know what I'm saying? But it tests your resilience. And oftentimes, people don't even understand that you could be going through the same tests of somebody else out there that's meant for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize it because you two can't even meet each other or come together yet because you're still going through your life test. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you can't fool me. Don't nobody want to be single for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced it, witnessed it in my family. People were completely unhappy because they were single. You know what I'm saying? But again, until you've done the work internally inside, I feel like that was meant to happen because nobody wanted to work on themselves. They just wanted to control everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And you not even understanding why you can't find nobody because you ain't working on yourself. You working on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And again, it can get lonely and miserable. You know what I'm saying? When it come that time. And so you just spend your life gossiping about everybody else because you're unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me help you understand. You do not need someone else to make you happy. But don't get fooled by the illusion. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe in that old school grandma, grandpa sitting in a rocking chair love. You know what I'm saying? Spending your life with someone that truly cares about you. You know what I'm saying? To the time it's time to go is a beautiful thing. And not too many people experience it because people get caught up in this self-centered type of mentality. And you feel me? It don't hit them until they grow up and retire and realize that they alone. But again, it's a difference in healthy relationships and toxic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have been in toxic situationships because we didn't know ourselves for real. So that wasn't going to last. You know what I'm saying? So we had to rewire our brains and do the work from the inside out. So whatever we're going through right now, think of it as just a matrix of your own mind, of how you've been thinking, operating, treating situations. You know what I'm saying? And you having to resolve yourself going through something that you tried to avoid by filling the gap with something else, and now you gotta basically face it on your own. It's gonna make you stronger so you can be able to face life by yourself regardless, because you know what I'm saying, people get tired of people sometimes and people leave. If that's the base and the center of your world in toxicity, you're going to be drained when that person leaves. You ain't going to know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Because your whole world is fixated on this one person because you have no identity on who you are. So imagine reshaping and calibrating your whole life and identity. Nothing right now we're going through is real. It's only what's been real inside your mind. And now you're going through it to figure out a different way to, you know what I'm saying, live. It's kind of complex simply because it's in the form of energy. So it's not something you really can understand if you don't understand your old self from who you are now. You know what I'm saying? And the energy that you're facing currently now. You know what I'm saying? Is basically a reflection of who you used to be paired up with the person that you truly are. But you have to be able to shake away that old identity. And without you doing the work to that, you're going to be stuck in the same karmic situations. You know what I'm saying? With the same karmic people who haven't grew or changed. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, for me personally, like in the two relationships that I had, everything started out like a bouquet of roses. You know what I'm saying? Until over time, that shit turned into a motherfucking Jerry Springer show. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I could do bad by myself. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but peace. So if you can't treat me as good as I treat myself when I'm alone, you know what I'm saying? Miss me. You know what I'm saying? You need someone that can truly be your peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about feel the role in peace as far as when you're by yourself. When I'm by myself, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm peaceful. I'm not argumentative. I'm not, you feel me, having a fit, a tantrum. I communicate. I know how to, you feel me, chill with myself. So if you with someone and they're not giving you that same peace, you could do bad by yourself. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Be able to understand that someone should be equal match to you as far as peace. You know what I'm saying? The love, the compassion, who you are. Y'all communicate. Y'all work together. You allow that person to be them. They got their own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? You were fully capable and understanding and aware of the fact, listen, you give that person everything they need, opposite of who they are, so they don't have no ability to want anyone else. You know what I'm saying? And until we work on ourselves and figure out what that is, you know what I'm saying, how will we ever know? Like, I believe truly that everybody has somebody out there waiting on them, but you probably just ain't ran into them or met them yet because you still have a ton of work that you need to do on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's a process. That takes a long time sometimes. You feel me? Because you have a lot of things you have to break through. But the first things first is to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't be nothing for nobody if you don't take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But again, don't get tricked. You feel me? Because I feel like the world could also be breeding the new, you know what I'm saying, energy of the people who are highly narcissistic still. They don't believe in love. They don't want to be with nobody. They just focus on their back. They too toxic. They done been through too much. But if you still believe in love, you will know that, you know what I'm saying? It takes us reshaping how we think, reshaping what we want, you know what I'm saying? Because if we just shacking up and getting together, we not really finding who we supposed to be with. We just settling with the toxic because we don't feel valuable enough to raise the bar on who we are. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the complete opposite of what we're experiencing right now. So do the work. I mean, for me, I'm Cancer gang all day. So I really, truly believe in love still. My heart is not tainted, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I've come to the understanding that the first sign of, listen, toxic and you ain't being my peace, oh, absolutely not. And it's step-by-step process. You know what I'm saying? You just don't wrap yourself up with someone, you know what I'm saying, quick and in a hurry and start doing all that, you feel me, because you'll get yourself in a whole world of trouble. It's different with me because, listen, let me tell you something. The person that I am, once you get a dose, you feel me, you ain't gonna leave. So because I know that, I cherish who I give it to. You know what I'm saying? And then that takes a lot of work, but now I know what I desire and what I require, and I'm not settling for nothing less. You know what I'm saying? And again, if you were able to watch that movie repeatedly like I have, because it was a beautiful love story, you know what I'm saying? You'll just see how sometimes people can be going after stuff and get separated from the idea of, you know what I'm saying, truly caring about someone, because you done got so wrapped up in being entitled and, you feel me, the glory and all that you forget to understand that those emotions, those people, if not for you, can throw you off your path. You know what I'm saying? But look, growing up in my teenage years, I don't fault myself for trying to figure myself out. You know what I'm saying? But in these last 8 years, I've only talked to one person. You know what I'm saying? I've only involved myself with one person. I am a one-woman person. You know what I'm saying? I really want to give my life to one person. I don't believe in that miscellaneous talking to 50 different people. That's too much for somebody like me. Now that I know what we dealing with, I don't got time for that, and that. I need to just one person. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So again, I think believing in love is important. You know what I'm saying? And truly and honestly understand that whatever you going through is a matrix of your mind. You make it real if you want it to be real. But what if it's not real? You know what I'm saying? It's an elevation for you to grow. And then once you grow where you need to grow, you'll start to see everything shift back into place of how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And you get everything you want in this life. It may be difficult, or you can settle and get what you've been getting your whole life. That choice is up to you. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.